And the bold April 28th, anger at family members. Oh yeah, so while one person was like in an energy of like closure and wanting to connect, another person was like, I want to do the one thing that will piss her off the most. I can't believe she just said that to me. She has been calling me out on my shit, and I'm avoiding accountability, and I want to hurt her. And I don't like this chick, and I don't like anything about her, and I hate everything she's done. But right now, I'm pissed off, so I'm going to put my dingaling in this woman who's what? It's someone who was like, yeah, this will make her mad. Anyways, it's like two different feelings. So I went back to see what my messages were, and